Hello my lovelies, today's video is all about vanilla perfumes. Vanilla is one of the most delicious notes in perfumery, and these perfumes are gorgeous. They are one of the best vanilla fragrances in my opinion. I've got some designer, some niche ones, something for everybody. If you're new to this channel, I am a crazy perfume lady. Some people are cat ladies. I'm a perfume lady. I own over 600 perfumes, maybe even more. I am scared to count, but these vanilla fragrances are phenomenal, and if you're on the market for a fragrance that is vanilla based, then these are. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump into this video. Let's start off easy breezy lemon squeezy. This fragrance is a new release from Armani, and it's C Intense. They've had a couple of C Intense flankers, but this is the newest one, and it's delicious. It's so good. They've added tons of vanilla, and the dry down of this is just, oh, it's so warming. It's just this cozy, beautiful powdered vanilla, but then there is some syrupiness in there as well. And then you have the normal, sea blackcurrant sort of a DNA on top. But this, I tested it side by side with the normal sea and the one that I also own, and I just love this so much more. If you're a vanilla lover like me, if you love gourmand fragrances, if you love that vanilla when it's just like you want to eat it, this will give you that. And it's a better fragrance for fall and winter time for sure, because it's a bit more denser, a bit cozier, and I just can't get enough of this. It's so good. Armani C Intense, the new version 2023. Good. Next up is a niche vanilla fragrance. This fragrance, it's odd but so delicious and just a masterpiece in my opinion, and it is Lune Feline from Atelier Des Ors. I don't have a full bottle. I've got a bottle of Atelier Des Ors fragrance, another one, but this one has been on my wish list forever. But I mean, who needs more fragrances? I for sure don't need any more, but I love that scent so much, and as soon as I run out of something in my collection, I'm for sure going to get it, because it's one of those fragrances, if I had to describe that vanilla, it's so unusual. It's like a witch had the sweetest baby, like a baby Aurora from like Snow White or whichever Disney princess that is, but like the sweetest, just like most beautiful child. That is that to me. This is like a prettiest like vanilla, then it's got this witch sort of a just very dark, moody, smoky, like you just throw in there that patchouli, that smokiness, that you're in the middle of woods with that vanilla, and it's the most genius thing ever. But this is not a fly on the wall pretty vanilla. This is a moody, dark, I'm here, I'm a witch, I'm powerful sort of a vanilla fragrance. I love that one. It's so perfect for this fall and winter sort of a weather. I mean, if you have never tried it, they also put gold speckles in the fragrance, which is so luxurious. The whole experience is just amazing in my opinion. You must check this one out. Like, if you're that sort of a person that this story speaks to, it's a genius vanilla. You have to try it, or at least sample it. I'll link my favorite sampling website for you as well, so you can at least sample it. Please sample it, because it's such a fun fragrance. Another scent is this. This is a whole other story of vanilla. See, like vanilla can be all sort of things. Like, I love vanilla. It's such a fun note. This is one of those fragrances, Burberry Elixir. This is bubblegum. This is girly, just a child jumping on like marshmallows, and there is like candy floss falling from the sky. Picture this. This is that sort of a scent. It's a vanilla, but it's powdered sugar. It's light, it's fluffy, it's marshmallowy, it's too fake sweet. So if you are into this, it's a tiny bit creamy as well, but it is just too fake sort of a vanilla. Amazing, really fun. To me, this is like a guilty pleasure, more of a fragrance. It's a fragrance not perfect maybe for every situation, because you literally smell so fun, so like non-serious, that I probably wouldn't wear it to a serious work function because this just doesn't go. But it's such a fun one, especially if you're that sort of vibe of a person, or you want to buy a present for like this somebody in your family who is this girl and who loves that sort of a scent. It's such a good present as well. I love Burberry for her elixir. Another fragrance, vanilla heavy, that I love is from Guerlain. Guerlain does vanillic fragrances so well, but usually I think people know as Spirituous Double Vanille or something. That is the name of a fragrance. That is like, it's got vanilla in the name. And when I first smelled it, I was disappointed, I have to say, because I was expecting this to be more of a syrupy vanilla, and it wasn't. It's just quite a simple vanilla fragrance. If you love that vibe, go for that one. But to me, another one from Guerlain is what I wanted, and it's called Angelique Noir. And this is, you know, it's got Angelique in the name. You don't think, oh, this is a vanilla fragrance. It is a vanilla. It's a syrupy, luscious, multifaceted vanilla. Its quality is spectacular. It's something that you want to douse yourself in. It's one of those fragrances that is musky vanilla. It's ambery, warm as well. It's got a lot of depth in this fragrance. This is what I wanted from Double Vanille from Guerlain. I wanted more depth, more syrupiness. Just this fragrance smells very expensive, whereas the Double Vanille, you can find the fragrance that is cheaper, that gives you that same sort of vibe, whereas you can't beat the Angelique Noir, the complex nature of it. It's a masterpiece fragrance. To me, this is like the vanilla of the vanillas. It's also got a very surprising pear note at the top. I mean, pear and vanilla and angelica. Think about this and you'll for sure want to buy this fragrance. It's so good. The next fragrance that I consider a full vanilla. To me, this is a full vanilla scent, and it's Eau de Well. This is a fan favorite. I think many people, not even people who are into perfumes, know this scent, and it's popular for a good reason. It's so good. It's this spicy, light vanilla. It's fresh. It's warm, but it's not dense in any way. And I think it's so easy to wear. Some vanillas, I must say, are a bit harder to wear every single day. Like, I love vanilla, but I couldn't wear vanillic fragrances every single day because some of them are just a bit too dense. But this I could wear every single day. This is work appropriate. This gives you just enough scent bubble to be smelled, but it's not too invasive so that other people will be like put off. It's the spiciness, the woodiness in here. It's so elegant. This is really like a French vanilla fragrance that gives you just enough of that sweetness to tell you, hey, I'm a vanillic fragrance, but it's never overpowering really, and it's very elegant. Next up, such a fun one. This is just delicious. It is L'Artisan Parfumeur Couleur Vanille. I'll link all of these perfumes in the description because some of the names I know. I'm trying to speak French. Is it working? I don't know, but I'll link them down below so that you don't have to be like, hey, what did she say? This fragrance is a salty vanilla. So good. It's almost electric, that saltiness. It's almost like when you take out your washing from a dryer and it's just this electricity. There's this thing in here. It's so good. Oh my gosh. It's a Kinder Egg sort of vanilla chocolate. Like, you know that scent from Kinder Egg? It's very just nostalgic, but so delicious. And then you've got a nice saltiness, a good dose of saltiness, I would say. So if you're not a fan of salty fragrances, maybe not not go for something like this. But I would say this is a nicely balanced, salty and sweet fragrance. This reminds me of like my favorite snack from Norway. It's called Smash, and it's like chocolate but on this like corn chip. So usually you would have corn chips like bangles here in the UK. This is that sort of a shape, but then you've got chocolate on top. It's sweet and salty and it's just perfection. If you are feeling this, then this fragrance will probably be perfect for you. Next up, it's a creamy, smooth operator vanilla. This is very simple, but man, they nailed it. And you know, there is fragrances in my collection that, you know, I've got so many, and sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm looking for this like super shocking fragrance to add to my collection, or something really needs to just be so different. But yet this fragrance was on my mind forever, ever since I first sampled it. And it's very simple, but it's so good, and it's still in my collection. It's that good. And it's Insulo from Jeroboam. This scent, it's caramel, vanilla. It's so simple, as I've said, but it's so delicious. If you want literally like a panna cotta, caramel, vanilla, it's smooth, it's creamy, it's a bit cool, then this is amazing. It's the Extrait de Parfum. They come in small bottles, but this scent is so elegant, so good. You have to try it out. Next up, we've got a Kylie, I can't say it, Kylie fragrance, Vanilla 28. This is another simple, I'd say, vanilla fragrance. They market it, I believe, as like a layering scent as well. You can layer it with different fragrances, but to me it's a good enough fragrance on its own. I love vanillas, and this is just warm, musky. It's simple, yet it's just very elegantly done, and to me it does have elements of that Angelique Noir Guerlain fragrance. So if you're looking into something like this, but maybe a bit on the lower price point, because Guerlain, that exclusive line, is very expensive, then try maybe something like this. This is a bit, you know, more affordable. It's still a niche fragrance, but it's more this entry-level price point, and it's a very good fragrance. You'll be able to also layer it with your other fragrances. So if you've got maybe a fresher one, it could pair well with this one, and you could make your own fragrance with this, because it's such a, you know, simple yet beautiful vanilla that it really just adds this vanillic base to a fragrance. You can't really layer fragrances if they're like too much all over the place, because they're just, notes can really clash. Whereas with this one, it's an amazing layering fragrance as well. Next up, we've got this one that has got a very special treatment in my collection. It always stays in its little home because I'm afraid it'll go bad, and I don't want it to go bad because I love it so much. And it's Dior's Vanilla Diorama. This, I'm not kidding you, this is a scent you literally smell and you'll be like, where have you been all my life? It's so wonderful, especially if you love vanilla. It's got a sparkling, citrusy, like this Coca-Cola opening. It's caramel, it's vanilla, it's citrusy, it's boozy, you've got honey in there, you've got so many notes just jumping at you. The oil concentration is quite high. You've got like literally like an oil sort of a residue when you spray it. That goes to show how much quality is in there. The scent throw is amazing. The longevity is absolutely amazing. I wear it, my husband wears it as well, and it's got this like boozy, cozy vanilla scent throw, but it's not a basic vanilla at all. This is like you took Coca-Cola, but then you've got also vanilla, but it's not too sweet. It's not this overtly vanillic fragrance. It's like this light, fluffy dessert in a 5-star restaurant, sort of a vanilla. You know, in 5-star restaurants, they often, if they give you something sweet, it's never that sweet. It's more of this, like, you've got a balance of flavor. This is that sort of a experience you get with this fragrance, and it's amazing quality. It's absolutely divine. You have to check it out. If you love vanilla, this one of the first ones you should try from this video. Next up, we've got Initio scent, and it's absolute aphrodisiac. This scent is still on my wish list, but I've got like 9 Initio fragrances so far. I mean, I need to slow down. I love their brand so much, and their vibe to me, their whole line vibe is sexy fragrances, and this is a very sexy vanilla. This is like you're yearning for somebody, and it's that yearning in a vanillic fragrance. It's animalic, it's sweet, but it's also kind of metallic at the same time. It's leathery. To me, it is almost like when I smell this fragrance, I can just hear like a very high pitched sound. I'm very strange like that, as you can tell. I just visualize different things when I smell things, or some sounds come to mind, but this is like very intense, high-pitched sound, and this yearning, it's very sexy, very sensual. If you're into this sort of vanilla, this is the vanilla I would get. It's simple, like it's, you know, you smell this, you think, oh, this is simple, but it's very different also, like even in the way I'm describing it. You know, not every vanilla in this list will have that effect, whereas this is that sort of effect. It's very unusual. I love it personally. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I just adore it so much. Next up, we've got what I call, this is a custard mimosa, sort of a vanilla, and it's Fire at Will from Javoy. Another scent that is just, I mean, I love vanilla because you have got, you know, so many vanillas on this list. Each one is different, each one is fun, each one could be in your collection for totally different reason. This is very custard like. It's a very sweet vanilla. You've got some mimosa in here, but generally it's this sweet, like you're baking cookies, and you've got this sugar powder in the room. In Poland, we've got this vanilla sugar powder that you can buy in like sachets, maybe in other countries as well. In Europe, you have those. Kind of smells like that, but then you've got this creamy, custardy, that smell to it. It's extremely delicious, very nicely projecting as well, but in a soft way, but it does project. Such a delicious one, very elegant as well, very French vanilla pastry sort of a vibe. But if you like more of this like sweet vanilla that isn't too syrupy, that is more on the fluffier, gentler side, then this is very nice. And what is nice about this brand as well, that you can't get it everywhere. It's, you know, very boutique exclusive, so if you want something a bit more harder to get, then I would say go for something like this. By the way, let me know what is your favorite vanilla fragrance, because I'm always taking in suggestions or what other videos I should make. Let me know in the comments. I'm always testing new fragrances. Next fragrance is one for me that, to me, this is the vanilla that started my vanilla obsession, my perfume obsession as well. But prior to this, I actually thought I didn't like vanilla. I thought that I didn't like gourmand fragrances, which I laugh at now. I'm like, what did I think I was? But this, I was like, oh no, I love vanilla. I just have to find vanillas that I like. It is Hypnotic Poison Eau de Toilette by Dior. This is an oriental vanilla. It's Play-Doh-y vanilla. And I've always loved Play-Doh. The smell of Play-Doh. Who remembers Play-Doh? I don't think it's as popular now, but that smell, I could literally eat it. This has got that vanilla, but then it's got spiciness, this orientalness to it. It's got nice spearmint at the top of it. This is so vampy, so sexy. To me, this is like one of my favorite perfumes of all time, full stop. It's just genius in its notes. If you want something designer that will stand the test of time, this has been like a popular fragrance forever, but it's still so good. It's not maybe the strongest fragrance ever, but I love how it changes from like different weather that you wear it with or to. I don't know, you know what I mean? It also kind of becomes a bit more intense, and then it comes back and then becomes more intense. It's a very temperamental sort of a perfume, but I love it for that. It's one of those scent profiles that is absolutely spot on. I've got so many perfumes, but yet this is a holy grail. This is just another amazing Dior fragrance. I just love Dior fragrances, and this has got that vanilla that I just love in all of the scents. I'll link all of them down below and any samples I can find so you can test them out if you want to test. I've also just gotten a code for Max Aroma. It's Monica 15. You get 15% on everything, pretty much, apart from like special offers, but pretty much everything, 15% off. And also when you add Monica 15, that code, you also get free sample sets, discovery sample sets, which is a great deal, so you can discover a lot more fragrances at home. And Max Aroma has got tons and tons of niche fragrances at their website. They're mainly US based though, but if you're in the US, I mean, go and get advantage of this offer, because you don't get 15% off niche fragrances very often. So they're a very good source for, and some of them like Javoy, Jeroboam, they're on Max Aroma as well, available there. And here in the UK, they're pretty much only available in one place as well. So if you're in the US, that is probably also the only place you can get them. So get them there if you'd like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Nie musisz sprzątać po tym, nie? To sprzątnę. Bo ja muszę biuro. Twarda jesteś.